Hi, I wanted to share with you a message that came through from Source pretty potently today. Now, this message has been coming in for a few months, and it has felt kind of like, when an airplane is landing and it touches down, it touches down, it touches down, and then it lands, it smooths out and lands. Well, today it has felt like it landed where I felt the touchdown many times throughout the last couple of months. And what this message pertains to is about our psychic gifts becoming increased and more normalized within our lives. Okay, so if you're like me, you're a practitioner of these mystical arts. If you are a psychic and you use this for your profession, what you're going to see is that you have been asked to be able to expand that. And for like I said, if you're like me, there may be a question. And this is what I did. Okay, guys. So there was a question of like some ethics as it was touching down, because although I do this full time and I do this for as a professional, I turn it off. I turn off my psychic gifts when I am outside of a session, because I don't believe that it's my business to know what's going on with the bank teller or the cashier over here or somebody I'm standing in line with or even my partner or my kids. I don't feel like that is necessarily mine just because I have this ability to use at my own free will, right? I want to respect and honor everybody else's free will. So when I began getting this message, I thought, is that appropriate? Really? And it's fair for us to be asking questions about messages that we're getting. Okay. So, or if a new guide comes in, start questioning them and get to know them. But for the sake of messages, when they come in, you can ask questions of to the source of that message. Okay. Source. And so I'm asking these questions and I'm like, is this ethical? Is this appropriate? Is it going to open me up to where I'm overwhelmed with everything going on with everybody? Okay. And what came back was that this is an evolution of humanity. This is our next evolutionary state, because deception is on its way out. And psychic is on its way in. But if you really take a look at how natural psychic gifts are, it is absolutely normal. It is our natural way of being, and we have closed ourselves off because we have been masking, and we have even been it seems like dishonest might be a harsh word for it, but we have been sort of hiding and making ourselves smaller underneath what we actually are capable of. Okay. For the sake of everybody else, for the sake of fitting in, for the sake of what's appropriate in my case. So we haven't been able to fully embody exactly who we are with our full capabilities. And as we're evolving, as this awakening is happening, more and more people are coming on board. Their psychic gifts are coming online, and it's becoming more, people are talking openly about it. It's not taboo anymore. It's just part of life now. So because more and more people have normalized it, it's landing in the collective, and it's becoming a way of being for humans to evolve. And so because we have more access to information, to our own intuition, to source information, right? Truth from source, the deception then cannot live within truth, right? So as we come into more of this potent Aquarian energy with Pluto going into Aquarius, right? Pluto's job is to take out everything or help us realize what has been out of whack. And Aquarius is all about authenticity, innovation, creativity, authenticity, being the authority of your own life, kind of that rebel energy, right? And so Pluto's job is to say, hey, what's underneath that hasn't been able to come up, or what's preventing it from coming up. And so we're being asked to relax into our bodies and feel, because as we open up to this, when we're in a mode of psychic ability, right? It's a higher frequency, and therefore it feels more calm and peaceful. So the higher the frequency or the higher vibration you are embodying, the more calm and relaxed and peaceful you will feel. This is why meditation is so important for raising your vibration, to get out of our minds, stop overthinking, and get into our bodies. Okay. And just feel, allowing ourselves to feel everything. But then your authenticity begins to come forward, and we're all being asked to step out into the world in more authentic ways. And we've been removing and purging what is out of harmony with that, what removing the masks, taking out the negative energies that that we have had inside of our bodies that have been really just mucking us up. We've had a lot of like the doubt and the worry and the stress and the tension and the scarcity and the fear and all those things that were normalized before, that we're all thinking and starting to come out of this fog and realize that's not actually normal. It's quite insane, actually. And it doesn't have anything to do with who I authentically am. So we've been sort of like taking in these dirty energies, right? And so now it's time to, we've been purging and purging and purging and releasing. And as we've been releasing all of that, we're coming in tune with who we actually are, right? So we're being asked to, as we have that sense of peace and that sense of wholeness within ourselves, and we can feel ourselves expand out a little bit, what happens is our field, our access points to what we're able to tap into gets larger and gets wider on a consistent basis. That's where this landing is happening. This anchoring into ourselves is this expansion of who I am, what I'm able to tap into, what I'm able to feel. And we have actually been picking up on each other's thoughts and vibrations all along. We've just been doing so unconsciously, right? So now we're conscious about it. And there has also been this term that's been used quite a bit from people who are waking up, is like, I'm an empath. I'm an empath. Well, we're all empaths. We're designed to be empaths. The human design is empathic, because our emotions. So when you're empathic, you're picking up on everybody else's emotions, right? And some people are more sensitive than other people, but everybody's doing it 100% of the time. And we're picking up on each other's thoughts 100% of the time. Okay, we're influencing each other all the time, always. And so, excuse me. So, when you are empathic, when you're saying I'm empathic, you're just saying I recognize that I'm feeling energy, and we all feel energy, and we call them emotions. Okay, so to be able to master that ability, your psychic, your spiritual gifts, the mastery of even yourself, your authentic and true self, is to be able to become really discerning of those energies in a way that you notice what you're feeling. Give yourself complete permission to not judge what you're feeling. Give yourself the gift to allow yourself to feel everything that's currently going on inside of your body, and it will pass through. And then you'll be thinking about, or just all of a sudden feeling better. You start thinking about something else that doesn't feel anything like what you were just feeling, and you feel really good. And you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I was feeling my way through that, and now I'm not. And it will dissipate. It will just move through and out of your body. But when we overanalyze those feelings instead of just feeling them, we're adding a storyline to it, and it's telling source that we want to create with this energy. We want more of it. So skip and overanalyzing your feelings. Allow yourself to sort of lean into them and feel them all the way. And you'll get information if it's necessary for you to. It will naturally happen. Okay. Or it will just pass through your body. Okay. And when I say information, you'll just have a realization, understanding. Okay. It's a very, very natural process. Okay. So as we're beginning to expand on these gifts, we have to be able to understand that processing our emotions is the first and most important part of all of this. Okay. Because we have to be able to feel our way through information that's coming in. And when it feels really good, that means that it's your truth. Okay. And it's in harmony. So the way to go about it then is to actually set yourself up to be feeling as great and as good and as positive as possible, as often as possible, so that you're residing with your higher self. So when something else comes in, you can take a look at that, allow it to pass through naturally, and receive information from it. Okay. That, again, this happens very, very naturally. All right. So, so now the other part of the message is that we don't have to worry about guarding ourselves from inauthenticity or things that are lies, or things that are coming at us that are, aren't true, or people or things trying to control us. We don't need to block ourselves off from that. In fact, us blocking ourselves off from it is limiting ourselves from what's available. And my guides were saying, the source energy is saying, like, if you expand and you allow yourself to be open, freely open to be psychic in all times and all moments, there are new opportunities available for you to be able to experience in your life that is part of your natural upshift. So source is bringing us new opportunities, new timelines, new experiences in our life that are consistent with what we desire. Okay, so your higher self knows exactly what you desire. Your higher self is what is tapped into source energy. So you're getting exactly what you have been asking for. Okay, if you allow yourself to open up and expand with being able to tap in at all points throughout your day and throughout your life. Okay, so this is part of you being able to receive these new opportunities. They will come through you this way. You can't, not blocking, otherwise you're going to be blocking those opportunities from coming in. Once you understand that you have the ability to feel your way through everything, once you understand that you don't need to be afraid of feeling, this is what empowers you. This is what absolutely gives you confidence to be able to be open, to feel it all, and allow something that doesn't feel good to just simply wash through it. You don't have to own it. You don't have to make it yours. You don't have to make it well, let's talk about that for just a moment. You don't have to make it yours. Okay, so if you're feeling it, then that means it has triggered something that's inside of you. These are what we call triggers, right? So it's triggered something that's already inside of me. It's activated that, right? So if I'm around somebody who is fretting and worrying and worrying and worrying and worrying, and I just come into the room and they're there, if I haven't like really just been honed in on an uplifting feeling consistent with my higher self, I'm going to be triggered by their worry. Okay, so this is why it's important to stabilize yourself in positive emotions through meditation and quieting yourself ahead in your day. Okay, and then continually throughout your day, anchor back into that positivity. Let thoughts go and anchor back into that positivity. So when you come into that room, you may not be affected by it at all if you, in fact, had been practicing that. But if you have not been practicing it, you will then be triggered with the anxiety and fret and worry inside of your body. So this gives you now an opportunity to be able to feel it completely and fully without telling yourself why. It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter who it came from. It doesn't matter what had happened in your life previously that caused this frequency to be inside of your body. It doesn't matter. You don't want to go into a story about it, because if you do go into a story about it, again, what you're saying is, I want more of this. I want to create more experiences that feel like this. So we keep the story completely out of it. All right. Again, if there is information that you do need to know, you will naturally receive an aha moment that will feel good. Okay. That's your higher self extracting anything that you need to know so that you can expand, so that you can ascend a little bit more in that moment. Okay. And it will raise the vibration on that subject for you. All right. Once you have that realization, or you can just let it simply pass through you and your vibration will rise. Okay. So once you understand how to do that, and you give yourself the freedom to completely do it all the time without telling yourself you're wrong or it's bad to have an emotion that doesn't feel good, now you're in complete control of your life, because we are emotional beings. Okay. This is how we discern energy, is through our emotions. All right. So Like I said, there are opportunities, new timelines, new experiences, things that we're going to be able to act on and do and have and be in our life that is based on our ability to be completely open. Now, for those of you who have not fully embodied your psychic abilities, meaning maybe you have a job that you're not practicing, the psychicness in, but you have a curiosity and an interest, and you talk about these things with your friends, and you listen to podcasts and watch YouTube videos, and you have a hobby or an interest in these subjects. What's going to happen is you are going to be naturally drawn to more groups for you to be expanding and your psychic gifts. Okay, because why? Opportunities are coming from that. And it's the evolution of humanity, because we need to be able to consciously recognize that we are tapping into thoughts all of the time, thought waves all the time. Okay, emotions, thought waves, we've been swimming in a sea of this, but we're becoming very, very conscious of it now. All right, so again, those of you that don't practice this, so it's not your job, right? You don't have a woo-woo job. You are going to be drawn very naturally to groups of people that are going to help you normalize and open up these gifts. Okay, because this is part of us practicing our authenticity, yes, of course, but it is our why is that word escaping me at this moment? It is us practicing. Oh, I apologize, guys. Bear with me here. Sovereignty. Okay, you see how I just went, okay, I'm not going to try for the word. I'm just going to take a breath, and it's okay. It's all right. It's going to take a moment. Do that. And then it just comes to you. Do that often throughout your day, and your higher self's got your back. Will give you the information on any subject, on any situation that you want. The information's available, right? So that was a little psychic moment right there. That's exactly what that was. You see how very, very normal it is. So you'll have more and more opportunities to have real-time conversations and be involved with organizations and groups of people where you'll be practicing these things in real time and being able to see again how powerful and natural natural it really is. These gifts, it's part of the design of who we actually are, and how powerful you really, really are to access infinite intelligence on the dime, in the moment, right now, in real time. Okay. So what this is not, though, okay, I do have to say this disclaimer did come with the message also. And that is that what this is not is a license or a free pass to go up to that bank teller, to go up to that person is standing in line, to go up to that cashier, to go up to even that friend, to even that family member, and bombard them with messages that you have received, okay, that may be applicable to them. All right, like I saw this. So do not go freaking out the moguls, all right? Like that's not what this is about. Because this is a mastery moment here. When you realize that through that point of connection with your higher self that gave you that information, there is an element to this called alignment, divine alignment, okay? And this alignment is how your higher self is operating all the time, okay? And your higher self will, if it is something that you are meant to share with another person, that conversation will naturally take place. If you're feeling overly compelled and you're thinking about it, take a pause, take a breath, and don't act in that moment, okay? It will naturally come through you just as naturally as like you do something habitually, right? It's without thought. That's how this will take place. Okay, so if it's a message that needs to be shared with somebody else, it will be a very naturally occurring conversation, and then that is the way that your higher self is acting through you. You're a conduit for source energy to act through you to be supportive of other people. But if they're not asking for it, and it's not the right time for them to receive that information, just because you got it does not mean that you need to share it. Okay, Source was very, very clear about this today. Do not go bombarding people who are not ready for this and freaking people out. It's a source, higher self, this expansion of our consciousness, our tapping into the quantum field, all of these things, this awakening that's happening at the core of it, at the basis of it, is peace, is love, acting in a calm, collected way. It's not frantic. It's not overwhelming. It's not forceful. It's not rightness. None of us have none of us have the answers for everybody else. Everybody has a higher self that has their truth, their answer. But we are meant to open ourselves up to get more and more of our answers that pertain to us. And yes, you're going to be getting stuff for other people, but let that conversation or that moment of truth happen completely organically. Okay. And again, these opportunities that are coming through for you to continue to grow and expand the psychic gifts and to expand the consciousness of humanity, being part of that, we will have more within those opportunities. It will be more of abundance, more joyful, more happiness, more of what you personally have desired. All those parts of things that you want, that have been dreams, will become your reality. And this is true mastery of infinite intelligence, of infinite possibilities within your life. So open yourself up. Let yourself be exactly who you are without defending it, without trying to overpower anybody else. Just be blissfully you. Okay? I love you all. Source is absolutely in love and in adoration for every single one of us and all of the work that we're doing. And we're this bridge that's happening from one consciousness to the next. And we're doing a remarkable job.